And while it's only January 2025, I can honestly say this year is shaping up to be a pivotal year in the world of HR compliance. And that's why I want to bring you my HR key date calendar. But I also wanted to tell you about my weekly HR compliance update. I film a video every Monday morning that goes over HR news, trends, compliance. And I've been doing that for the past 6 weeks. And over the past 6 weeks, we've talked about a number of things like new labor laws. We've also discussed a lot of the new laws that went into effect January the 1st. We also looked at a lot of the new trends, employee engagement. We took a little dive into AI. We talked about employee onboarding. And just this past week, we started discussing the first 100 days of the Trump administration and how that's going to play into the role of HR and how you, as an HR professional, need to be prepared, whether it be immigration enforcement, or perhaps, there may be no taxes on tips, a lot of things that were promised in the campaign. But I want to be there for you. Therefore, I want to tell you about that. So make sure that you stay ahead of the curve and hit subscribe and also hit the notifications. So that will ensure that you receive my weekly update video. You don't want to miss it. We cover a lot of things, and it really keeps someone like, I know I've been a department of one back a long time ago, and I always wish there was a one-stop shop that I could go that would tell me, hey, what's going on for the week? What are the compliance dates? What should I be looking at? What are the trends? And I want to be that person that brings it to you. So go ahead and hit subscribe and hit the notifications. And let's go ahead and start looking at my key date HR template. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go on to my Etsy site right here. And I'm going to open this up. And this is the HR calendar of key dates. Many of you have already purchased it, I'm sure. And maybe some of you haven't, I'm not sure either. But let's go ahead and look. Number one, it goes through all of the months. It's an instant download, and it has all the key HR calendar key dates. However, as this year has been going on, I research weekly new things that come up perhaps during the week that you need to know. That's why I was mentioning my weekly HR update video of compliance items and laws and whatnot. 12 months, it's editable, printable. As you can see right here, it has New Year's Day. I know we're almost into February, but there are a lot of items that you need to get your head wrapped around. You need to be prepared for. Within this template, there's also like additional items. I mentioned, the mileage rate increase to 70 cents that went into effect. I also mentioned there's the Martin Luther King Day, check for new minimum wage adjustments and whatnot. So essentially, and then also additional notes are located to include effective legal dates, EEO-1 reminders, open enrollment notes, and just so much more. So this is a great calendar. There's also, as mentioned, HR action items, filing deadlines, compliance checks, holidays, and also reminders, around benefits, and also OSHA, FSA, and whatnot. It's fully customizable, super easy to change colors. And as mentioned, you may have already saw a video earlier about this, but I did want to bring it to your attention again. So there's kind of an up close view and whatnot. And also there is a bonus page. I know I have a lot of Department of One HR professionals, just like I used to be, those so many years ago, that are asking me, okay, how many employees have to be how many full-time employees require for a particular law to apply to my organization. And therefore, this bonus page right here, it gives you the law and the regulation, and it applies to, the number of employees and the key requirements. So that is very, very helpful. So I wanted to go over that really, really quickly if you hadn't already purchased it. But I also wanted to, I'll just keep on going. Oh, don't forget, I have a bunch of wonderful HR bundles. This one is my favorite, the Manager Toolkit Bundle, because if you've been paying attention or you've been watching my weekly Monday videos, it's going over managers right now. And that's like one of the top topics these days. A lot of the managers within organizations, based on surveys, because I go and I do a lot of research, they're feeling overwhelmed, and training and finding ways to give managers their time back is something that I want to do, and I want to help you to do that within your organization. Okay, and there we have it. But I wanted to click over, as mentioned, I'm super excited about my weekly HR calendar update, and I'll just kind of click through what I go over each week. Like here, this was actually just 2 days ago. I go over the topics last week: upcoming compliance dates, employee engagement focus, featured templates. You're going to know if something is coming up because we're going to be going over it weeks in advance. Like Congress, that had a new Congress acts employers have less Affordable Care Act reporting requirements. So over here, where there were the ACA forms that were due to go out, which, maybe your broker or, your payroll department sent those out already, you may or may not have known that you didn't have to send out a hard copy form, that it could also be, it could be requested only upon request. And we went into that. We talked about the OSHA 300, and also we talked about the new administration compliance considerations to include immigration enforcement and whatnot, and also understand how to deal with an ICE agent. Moving right along, we always talk about employee engagement focus, and I always give you I'd like to think great ideas to implement that have worked for me in the past to help employees be more engaged in the workplace. I want to get you ahead of the curve. I want you to be a superstar within your department, in your small business or whatever. I want to be able to help you. So all of this, and there's even an employee engagement calendar we go over every single week. Also, I bring out some featured templates that are in my Etsy store, and I talk about those. And then also at the end, I always have something about probably a new topic. This one was focused on skills, right? The week before, it was like the top 5 topics that are going on in HR and the focus. So that was really interesting. And we talked about, we were talking about all the generations within the workforce and how 20% was Generation Z. So every Monday, I'm filling you up with so much information that is really going to help you be a better HR leader. And actually, it cuts out a lot of time of you researching or maybe having to find out through someone else. So I keep you ahead of the curve. So wanted to talk about that. Also want to talk about my key date calendar. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So thank you so much. And as always, be sure to subscribe and hit the notifications and hit like. You can also find me on Instagram, Pinterest. Please go to my Etsy shop. There's over 450 templates, manager training, onboarding, employee onboarding, every kind of checklist you could ever want. Because like I said, I was in department of one for many, many years. Therefore, I created a lot of items and I want to share it with you so you don't have to recreate anything because I've already done it for you. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.